Hey, what's good, everybody? I was gonna wait till tomorrow to do all signs, but I didn't realize it was such a big day today, right? This new moon in Aries. There's like eight things aligned, right? For those of you that know, there's what is it right now? There's Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, Chiron, and Eris. However you pronounce that, Eris in Aries. And Eris is the sister of Aries, right? So it's like the female version of the god of war, right? So it's an interesting alignment, right? So I want to see what the collective needs, even just getting ready for this reading right now. I started feeling a little bit of kind of an anxious feeling, right? I don't want to go as far as to call it anxiety, but it was a little like anxious, right? And I think there is that now or never kind of energy. That's why I titled it that, right? I mean, it already made sense for me, right? I heard this. Let me make sure this mic is because I did it they interviewed me for a podcast, and I feel like my mic was, yeah, like I don't know, I guess I get excited about my spiritual stories and I start talking loud, right? But there, I lowered the mic, so hopefully that helps and it won't be peaking. But anyways, it already made sense to me, and it had to do with something that started like from 2023. I heard this astrologer talking about it, so it made perfect sense to me. All the things that have been happening with this, I guess, Aries stellium, right? So I'm gonna see for each sign. Yeah, I'm gonna start off with Aries. We're still in Aries season, right? Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. I went to a sound bowl healing and even that made me super thirsty. I tripped out on that. All right, so Aries, two cards actually jumped out. Wow. So maybe it did bring something to a completion for you. Maybe you were going through a Saturn return, so maybe you were feeling it, right? A lot of heavy lessons to learn. A lot of heavy lessons to learn, right? So Saturn, look at you know, the rings on the tree. Ooh, I got chills. The rings on the tree. So maybe there was something with the masculine energy, right? The rings on the tree represent like age, right? And how did a fly just get in my freaking room? That is crazy. That doesn't even make sense to me right now. So I don't know. Not to make it all, but maybe you felt like otherworldly things have been watching you, right? A lot of times. The last time I seen a fly, I was like, that's like, what is it, like monitoring spirits or stuff? So I don't know. That's interesting. Anyway, Saturn wisdom, right? Discipline, structure, time, responsibility, test, ambition, difficulty, restraint, grounding, practicality, self control, tradition, realism, container, bones, maturity, gravity, scaffolding, right? Scaffolding is obviously like like when they use scaffolding to like paint or those guys on the sides of buildings, right, cleaning the windows and all that stuff, right? Scaffolding, if that makes sense. Something just came through and I lost it. I should have said it. There was something that came through right now. So anyways, yeah, maybe you've been in a Saturn return. Maybe you had to go in a little deeper, right? South, first house. It's almost like your south was waiting for you, like, hey, welcome, waiting for you to take that journey of like really learning about yourself. I don't know how many people actually take the time, but to me, that was something I wanted to do as a kid, right? Or when I was younger, right? Like wanting to understand why I did things, why I was angry, why this, why that, right? So for me, I went on that mission of self discovery. I don't know if you ever had, but maybe you just actually did recently, right? That was part of your Saturn return to really look in and be like, well, why do I do these things? Why am I angry? Why am I irritated? What makes me happy? Truly happy, right? Not just like surface level, but really deep within, right? So that kind of stuff. So let's see what spirit animals connecting with you for the week. We'll get in a little deeper right now because, like I said, I could already feel this is deep stuff, right? Wow, the cat spirit. So maybe the cat is claim your independence, right? Maybe that, right? Maybe realizing, yeah, that was. I'm gonna have to make a whole separate video about all the things I experienced recently that were, you know. But this interesting, right? Look at that little cat with wings and everything, right? Because obviously, see, in the 13, right, reminds me of the death card in obviously in the tarot, right? In the Rider Waite, claim your independence. So maybe something was keeping you bound, right? That's a huge part of what I feel is in the air with this Aries stallion, right? About really breaking free from the bondage, right? Like really, I don't know. I heard the word burying, right? That since I'm talking about the death card, maybe really burying that devil card in the tarot, right? Really understanding what has kept you bound, right? What chains. Interesting. It's funny that you got two cards with the I'm trying to just pull one card for each, but I guess hey, since it's your birthday month, but it's funny that the cat came out, right? So maybe those numbers resonate 13, right? First house. Um, I don't know what planet that the Saturn is. Is it the eighth planet? Or no, no. I don't know. Maybe looking what number planet is Saturn. And this came out too, the deer spirit. Bring a gentle touch. So maybe remembering on this journey, right? To as well be gentle with yourself, especially if you just went through this whole Saturn return, right? Um, and with this stallion, right? Like I said, it ends with Eris, which is Aries' sister, right? So maybe there's been a lot of, or right now even, you're maybe feeling aggression, whether from yourself or from others, right? The God of War and the God of War sister. So that's a lot of energy that we're dealing with. So maybe just a reminder, dear spirit, bring a gentle touch, right? Hey, how's it going? Reaction King. That, yeah, I gotta zoom into this. Hope all is well. Yeah, so yeah, maybe 18 means something for you. That's nine also. So that's funny that 13, right? Usually the death card in the Rider Waite and number nine too. So maybe something during this new moon in Aries stellium has helped you bring things to a close. Maybe look a little deeper within, understanding why you do things the way you do. Maybe you actually never, some people just never take the time to really look at why they look at as I split the deck. Wow. Look at that. See the nine, right? Maybe you were feeling overburdened with things, and look at the death card. What was I talking about? That 13. So maybe 13 was very significant. That's interesting. 10 of Wands. And that's just wow. See? Oof. That's beautiful. Yeah. So, wow. So maybe there were, because I got chills on the masculine side. So maybe there were things you had to work out, really understanding things with the masculine energy, right? Because the Empress came out three, right? Maybe you had to balance things with your sacral chakra as well. Maybe you went to a sound bath, because like I said, I just went to a sound bath the other day, two, like within this three, actually, within this not even 2 weeks time, right? I think that's funny. I didn't even think about it. And all of them were very beneficial, right? The world came out too. Oh, the world came out, which is 21 is three as well, right? But something definitely closed. A whole cycle closed if you did the work, right? This might not resonate for everybody. Hopefully you did, right? Because even like I said, eight things are aligned in Aries, so that's a perfect eight, right? Which is something completed, right? That even gave me chills as I said that. I feel like it was definitely something. Maybe you had a father wound, something, right? Maybe doesn't matter if you're male or female, right? Um, Something tied into that. If you haven't done it yet, maybe you're still in the thick of it, right? So that's something to look into, really understanding if you have any wounds with the masculine energy, right? Feeling this weird energy right now that I don't think I've felt before. Um, Let me look up what that means real quick, because that's a new one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So maybe stepping more into that feminine energy, because it looks like what I was feeling right now is tied to like suppressed feminine emotions or things like that, right? So I think some of you are already here, right? You're already stepping into that Empress energy, right? Of receiving, being more receptive to to the energies that come with accepting your feminine side, right? So if you did the work, um, yeah. So okay, there. Let me not take too much time. I mean, it feels like that's kind of the message right there. If you haven't done so already during this, crazy Aries stellium, it's definitely a time to understand why, right? You've done things the way you've done them, right? What? Wow, yeah, yeah. A lot of that feminine energy keeps coming out, right? I think that's gonna help you, right? Once you balance that out, I feel like you're gonna be a lot more prosperous financially too. It's gonna affect your finances even, right? Look at that. Hmm. Yeah, because this wanted to even come out in reverse. So I feel like that's gonna keep you stuck, right? If you're not addressing, oof, yeah, that gave me chills. If you're not addressing wow, it came out again. You can't even make that up. You have to really bring something to a close within yourself, right? Something that's been holding you back in life and different areas, like whatever it may be, right? The heart chakra is there. So maybe the heart, right? One, the heart is tied to money too. So maybe romantic things as well have affected you financially, romantically, everything, right? So before you can, I mean, this is waiting for you, right? Some of you are already there. I feel like some of you already did the work, right? Because with the world coming out, it's almost like I don't think you really had a choice. I think, yeah, I think things, maybe you had tower moments even. Wow. And what did I say about bury? You got to really bury the devil, right? And the death card came out and then the devil. Wow. So if some of you haven't done it, like, I feel like, yeah, maybe you're having tower moment after tower moment until you get it, right? And I know, yeah, maybe some of you, right? Like, obviously, Aries is sometimes thought of as being, man, I got to share that story. I don't want to do it here because then this reading is going to be forever. But I had the most interesting experience happen, right? And so it's almost like something's asking you to be in this receptive feminine energy, right? Not like a toxic feminine energy, not a manipulative feminine energy, a very balanced feminine energy, right? Um, yeah, yeah, very abundant, very balanced, receptive, right? Oof, I'm getting chills all over. But yeah, you have to bury this devil energy. So You know yourself better than anyone, right? Whatever you've been bound to, whatever you've been stuck repeating the same cycles, it's time to bring that to a close, right? So let me go ahead and roll the die and see what number comes out for you, even though there's been, 15, 13, 21. So three, yeah, maybe those numbers are meaningful. Three again. Yeah. So let me see. Seven. Oh, no, no, six. Wow. So maybe paying attention to, like I heard 24 hours in a day, so maybe that's significant, right? Maybe time management is important for you right now. 42, maybe some of you are 42, maybe some of you are 24. Six might be important, right? Maybe the sixth day of the week. Maybe your birthday is on the sixth, or you know someone whose birthday is on the sixth. Yeah, just take it how it resonates. Yeah. So that's it for you, Aries. I feel like I took a long time with that, so let me try to move it along. That felt like a very okay, so let's just keep it moving. After Aries is Taurus, right? Okay, wow. I took way too long with that, but I guess it's your birthday month, so I don't feel bad about it. There's a lot of things going on right now. Yeah, astrologically speaking. So let's see what else comes out. Okay. So for Taurus, and you came out. Wow. That's so funny. So I guess you wanted to yeah, okay. So the fourth house came out right, roots. So maybe you're an Aries cusper, maybe the same, right? Looking really deep within. That photo always reminds me of like, yeah, your genealogy, right? Your grandparents, your great grandparents. Really, oh, look at that spiral. Uh, is it a seashell? But there's also ammonite, right? Ammonite. Yeah, that's really funny. Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, really questioning like that, right? Oh, background. I was about to say background. Family, home, background, comfort, cooking, inner world, real estate, shelter, self care, rejuvenation, habits, shall, right? The seashell. So really looking, right? Following that spiral. That spiral is found in everything in life, right? So it's sacred geometry, right? It's a part of sacred geometry. So look into that. Maybe sacred geometry is gonna help you towards the bombshell. Earthy, practical, steadfast, productive, fertile, tactile, ample, worthy, right, pleasure seeking, sensuous, blooming, solid, possessive, tenacious, loyal, patient, deliberate. So maybe it is a time to be deliberate with your actions, right? Maybe flowers are you're really drawn to flowers right now. The bull, look at this, the meaning of the bull. But I'm gonna pull what do you call it? Animal card, anyways, right? A spirit animal. What spirit animal can you ask for help at this moment or connect with if you're feeling stuck? It's funny that that incense blew right towards. Okay, what spirit animal was connecting with Taurus right now? Wow, this came out last time for somebody. I don't know who it was for. Sandpiper spirit. Maybe it's a time to be playful, right? Hmm. What was the other thing that's at? Deliberate. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe even being playful, deliberate. Anything you do, I guess, just have an intention behind it. I feel is something, right? Like maybe set time aside to, you know what, I'm gonna go spend some time. I posted a video of myself swinging on a swing because I don't know. It just felt like the right thing to do, right? So maybe taking the time to connect with, your inner child if that's what you're being called to do. Maybe 51 is significant, six, be playful. Okay, so yeah, maybe go be like the sandpiper. Um, so yeah, some more wanted to come out, but yeah, I don't wanna get stuck like that. I already pulled two for the because then yeah, I'll just keep digging deeper and deeper and I'll never get through all the signs. Okay, so whoa, okay. That was interesting. Let's see. Wow, okay. I like that. I like that. I feel like you're having an internal battle right now, Taurus, but with everything going on, right, astrologically, it kind of makes sense. Maybe you're having, that's why, right? You have to dig in a little deeper to really understand why. Yeah. Maybe if you're noticing a self-sabotaging kind of thing, right? Because I got the Ten of Swords, but this Ten of Swords brought about this new beginning, right? Maybe financial opportunity. Maybe you left a job, right? Let me see. Hey, Juanita, is that what it is? Juanita, right? Hope all is well. Yeah. So for Taurus, yeah, maybe you had a huge kind of ending, maybe work wise, right? But it brought around about something new, right? Through your perseverance. And it's something that's gonna make your heart happier. I could even feel it, right? My heart's kind of doing the little, it's kind of feeling a little refreshed, right? Not completely, which means, right? I think that's why I'm feeling that back and forth energy that you're going through. The high priestess even came out. So maybe you are doing spiritual work, right? Maybe that's maybe you left the corporate world for something, the spiritual has been calling to you, right? Maybe you're opening a spiritual business, right? Reiki, tarot cards, readings, psychic work, right? Energy healing, whatever it may be, something connected to spirituality, but there's still that, right? You've probably already had opportunities and you're still, this is my famous poopy pants card, right? Like, spirits, creator, whoever, ancestors, they're presenting you with something and you're just, and there's that four again, right? So four is probably significant, right? Four is significant. 4-4, right? Maybe you're a cusper with Aries, right? Interesting. Or maybe you want, what is it? Yeah, you just have this, maybe something from the past. You still wanted some kind of clarity or something. There wasn't a closure, something. I don't know. There's some reason though that you're even that. I got that whole oh, things don't work out sometimes, and just a pessimistic kind of. You're not fully embracing who you are. I feel like maybe because of this Ten of Swords, right? Maybe the Ten of Swords kind of left you slightly jaded to where you're like, it's not gonna work out anywhere, anyways, kind of thing. So I feel eventually though, maybe you'll snap out of it. Maybe it's funny that this is an eight, right? And like I said, right now there's eight things in Aries, right? So maybe this is gonna give you the kick in the rear that you need to get going, right? It's almost like that bull, right? The bull came out, so maybe you're kind of slow to get started, but once you get going, you're not gonna stop, and you're gonna be like this, toiling away, right, towards your new. Maybe this is what you needed, right? Okay, I feel like that's the message. Just stop struggling with yourself, right? Really dig within to understand why, right? It could be past life stuff, right? Because that it's really jumping out at me. Something from your past, right? Um, all those things. I heard it, so I'm gonna say it, right? Maybe you're someone that was adopted or something, and you never really looked into it. And there's things that are just important that will help you, right? Even past life things, right? Like you'd be surprised how many past life things affect your current reality, especially if you're someone that's into, yeah, this is your walk, right? The spiritual walk, past lives is very important. I'll just tell you that. Yeah, if you're kind of like, hey, just living, I mean, it still matters, right? But more so, um, yeah, yeah. I won't go into my stories, but um, you know, obviously, if you're ever interested in that, I have the podcast and all that where we talk about all that stuff a lot deeper. We go more in depth, right? Way more lengthy. Okay, so Let me see. So yeah, just definitely take some time right now. If you're feeling stuck, if you're hesitation, you need to understand why you self-sabotage certain things or why you're reluctant. Look into, yeah, maybe even your own past or even things that happen, you know. Yeah. Okay, so oh wow. So for the dice, it's seven, right? Very spiritual number. So I'm not surprised, especially with the high priestess having come out. So just if you see these numbers, I feel like something's letting you know that you're on the right track, right? 34, 43. Maybe you're 34, maybe you're 43. Um, right? If you're in Aries cusp, or maybe you just went through a Saturn return. So yeah, seven, right? If those numbers are jumping out at you, maybe yeah, your birthday might be May 4th. Yeah, May 4th, something like that, right? Okay. So on that note, let's go to Gemini, right? Good old Gemini. Man, I'm super thirsty. I should have got water instead of coffee because I actually went to a sound bath yesterday and I got super thirsty after the sound bath. So I should have drank more water after. Um, yeah, so Gemini. Oof. Wow. The moon. Feelings. Are you in your feelings, Gemini? Feelings. Wow. I wasn't expecting that one. Instinct, nurturing, gut reactions, comfort, digestion, home, family, conditioning, habits, femininity, lineage, privacy, embodiment, emotion, sustenance, self-soothing. Self-soothing. Moods, mother. Wow. So maybe opposite of what was it? Was it Aries that had the something connecting to the masculine energy? So maybe wow, as I lift the decks, well, at least you're there. Gemini, the lovers. So, oh wait, this isn't even the deck I'm supposed to pull yet. So the spirit animal for you to connect to. So maybe right now exploring your feelings, maybe the same. You got to take a deep dive, Gemini, right now into why you feel the way you do and see what spirit animal wants to come out for you. Maybe you're a poet, cause wow, that's amazing. Because what did I say? I don't know. I said something and it rhymed, then it clicked after. I was like, oh, that rhymes. But look at the Panther spirit. Reclaim your power. So with feelings, maybe feel those feels and reclaim your power. It's funny because it's feminine energy, but I got chills on the masculine side. So maybe you have to step into your masculine energy at this moment, even though the Panther is very feminine. So it's interesting that reclaiming your power, Panther spirit, right? I think it's like a fierce feminine energy, right? 44. So maybe that's significant to you, Gemini. Wow, those eyes are just powerful. And they're gentle, but it's wow, this makes perfect sense. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a video about all of this, but those eyes, look at how gentle. Okay, yeah, because I had this interesting experience that I have to talk about. But I'll do it after. But yeah, the eyes are super gentle, but you know this panther could like, pretty much, right? They're an apex predator, right? They're at the top, you know. I think of all the land animals, they're probably in the top five or at least top 10 for sure of predators, right? Like they can, yeah, right? They take down crocodiles even or alligators or whatever, right? The panther, yeah, that's crazy. So, that's the spirit animal right now that you could connect with, Gemini, if you need to. Reclaiming your power. And that's funny because the 4-4 is eight. And right now, like I said, there's eight things that are aligned. So maybe you're kind of tying up something karmic, reclaiming your power from it, right? And I had this maybe a month ago now, where right, I went to the underworld and when I came out a jaguar, right? But it's the same same family, right? Jaguar, Panthers. It brought me out of the underworld, right? So maybe you went through a similar journey. Yeah, you really had to. Wow, yeah, that's deep. Okay, so let me see, Gemini. What else? What else? Wow, okay. Wow, okay. Okay. Whoa. Wow, okay. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That makes perfect sense. Okay, I got chills. So you were in a, you might have been in a nine of swords kind of energy, losing sleep, right? Maybe it was related to a relationship, right? Sacral chakra, Gemini. There you are. So, oof, I even got a pain in the neck, right? So on the feminine side. So yeah, whether whatever, take it how it resonates, right? Um, take it how it resonates. So I don't know. Yeah, it could have been maybe that, right? I know the feminine came out, right? So maybe a mother wound, maybe something, right? But you were up in your head, maybe losing sleep. It forced you into hermit mode, right? Nine, understanding. Maybe you actually did that, right? You went within to really understand. Because the moon is also illusions, right? Right here, it's not. Is it talking about the illusions too, or? But in the Rider Waite, it's illusion. So maybe you had to understand something, or just the darkness, right? Because the Panther, right? I believe they're nocturnal too, right? Ah, those eyes, they just jump out at me. But anyways, I think you went through a whole journey, and the 10 came out too, the Wheel of Fortune, right? Completion, and I got a good feeling from it. Like it turned in your favor. It's always a choice, right? I don't feel like you're stuck. I don't feel like you're stuck at all because the Fool came out. I think you're taking that leap of faith, right? I think you're listening to spirit. I'm hearing that, yeah, because I was gonna say even if you have doubts, but I heard nope, no doubts. So I feel like you're in that, the zero, right? Like when I see the 000 on cars and all, it's like that. You're in that creator energy with source, right? So I feel like yeah, because 999, right? First, from going to losing sleep, being in your head, to hermit mode, to understanding, to being in this Nine of Pentacles prosperity, right? And look at, wow. See, so something probably was affecting with the sacral chakra. And look at this is sacral chakra as well. From being maybe unbalanced, right? Maybe a relationship, yeah, some kind of relationship took its toll. But now being in this prosperous Nine of Pentacles energy, right? Feeling yourself. Little birds coming and landing on your hand or something, right? A lot of like even all that yellow, right? Solar plexus really standing in your truth, knowing who you are. Same with this Fool, right? Even wearing yellow boots, right? A lot of solar plexus energy. Oh, even the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. So maybe things. I don't think this has came yet. I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I don't think this has even happened yet. I feel like I don't feel like you're going to go backwards. I feel like the wheel, it's probably just like turning very slowly, but I feel like once it gets going, it's just gonna go. Cause that's what I feel. I felt like, yeah, like it hasn't happened yet, but so maybe that's good news. Maybe that's why you're here to know that there's good things coming. But I feel like, I mean, it wouldn't matter because you already took the leap of faith anyways. Maybe you are right now feeling yourself, right? You get it. I feel like something clicked for Gemini. I feel like you got it, right? Like this Panther's probably really been guiding you without you realizing it. Like I said, I'm gonna make a video about all that stuff, like one of the experiences I went through. But yeah, I mean, it looks good, Gemini. Let me see. So 9 is gonna be really important. 10, maybe you're seeing 10, is right? Like the other day, oh, I forgot to post a video. I uploaded it and I forgot to hit publish, like public. But 10 parrots exactly came to like this wire, and I counted them. I was like, wow, that's funny. 10 complete, right? Completion. So right, nines, you might be seeing nines, tens. 44 might be important. Zeros, right? So 8 might be important. 6, wow. So maybe things with family home might be important right now. Maybe you're 51. I don't think you'd be 15 watching this. Maybe you have a kid that's 15. Who knows? But 6 might be important. Yeah, maybe you're June 6th, right? Different things like that. So yeah, let me know if any of that resonates. So now who's next after Gemini? Cancer. Cancer. Okay, let's see what's going on for Cancer right now during this crazy Aries stellium, right? Man, that's so crazy. Huh? 8 things aligned. I think it's been like a long, long, long time since. I don't want to stop and look it up right now, but I think it's been a long time since there's been this kind of alignment, right? So let's see. Wow, nothing wants to come out for. Is Cancer being like the little crab right now? They don't want me to know what's going on with them because, oh, okay. Pluto. Wow, maybe that's why you're in a transformation. Hmm. Cancer. Renewal, inner resources, basic instinct mode. Wow, look at, but that volcano's erupting. So maybe you've been in hmm, transformative place, which is perfect. Is what I mean, not surprising if that's what's happening. It's almost like that should be happening, right? Like this is the perfect time, right? Renewal, inner resources, basic instinct, motivation, personal power, evolution, composting, cycles, death, rebirth. Yeah, subversion, suspicion, obsession, intensity, reckoning, taboos, clearing, extreme. So obviously, right, these cards always talk about the what is it? Like what negative and positive aspects, right? So that's funny that nothing wanted to come out and then all these cards came out, but I was gonna take the one. So Pluto, let's see what transformation. Wow. And the vultures, right? They're called the golden purifier. So maybe, well, I got chills on the masculine. So maybe the same. You're dealing with, I mean, yeah, that's interesting. There's a lot of that energy. Maybe a lot of people were still dealing with father wounds kind of thing. I think I made a video about that before. There was a reading that was all about father wounds or a short. Maybe it was just a short that I did once about father wounds. Or was it mother wounds? Maybe that was mother wounds. And now father wounds is kind of coming up. So rabbit. Wow. See? So maybe you were like in that transformation and you're getting ready to explode, right? Oh, today's the perfect catalyst with all this Aries energy. Maybe you're about to just hit the ground running, Cancer. That's crazy. Look it, it's even like wait, that's not even wings. It's like a leaf. You made your own wings. Wow, that's funny. You got creative with it, Cancer. You're like, if the universe didn't give me wings, I'm gonna make my own with this leaf. Oh, wow. I never, man, I've seen this card. I don't know how many times, and I've never seen the little bunnies too. So I don't know. Maybe you were pregnant, and now that the baby's busted out your valley or, whatever, you're like, all right, there, back to, the old routines or now is a lucky time though. Wow, that's amazing. Or maybe you're just being abundant right now, right? That's crazy. 49. Maybe you're 49. Maybe you're July 4th, July 9th. Who knows? Now is a lucky time. Wow. Okay. So that's pretty cool. I like it, Cancer. So maybe you are hitting the ground running right now. It's a lucky time. And look at this rabbit. It's very fiery. Maybe you're year of the rabbit or something. The fire rabbit. Right now we're in the fire horse. right? But it's very red, very fiery, right? It feels very Aries kind of fiery energy. So that's interesting. The fire rabbit. Hmm. Okay. Whoa. Wow. What was I saying? Aries and all this and that. And look at King of Wands. Victory. Wow. Fiery. And look at that. Leo. Maybe you have Leo, Aries in your chart, something, but victory. Now is a lucky time. Cancer. Wow. Maybe you're gonna be the envy of all the signs today, because that's interesting. I don't know why this came out. Maybe this is for just a few of you. I don't know. Right now I'm feeling a balance with this for some weird reason. Maybe if anything, you're in a more protective vibe rather than, or that, right? Like that volcano, right? You're ready to explode or something. You're like, hey, I got these two swords here. I don't know. It's a weird energy I'm getting this time. Usually it's like indecision, right? But I'm not getting that right now. It's really weird. It feels balanced, right? And I was gonna say, like, my face felt numb when I started doing your reading. Maybe you're tapping in right now, right? Your third eye. I'm not feeling the third eye, but let me see. Okay, let me figure it out. Maybe you are feeling fiery right now. I don't know. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Is that the transformation you went through then, or I don't know? Let me see. Is there anything that Cancer needs to be careful with? Wow, out of all things, I said, is there anything that Cancer needs to be careful with? And the Nine of Swords and the Devil came out. So that is interesting that I asked that. I don't even know why I asked that. So, I mean, it's a lucky time, victory, King of Wands energy, right? Leaning into it, leaning forward, leadership. But there's something, right? So be careful with things from the past, maybe, right? Maybe things, if you have addictions, right? Oof, I felt like a stab in the, don't stab yourself in the back, or just be careful, even, right? Maybe not allowing things from your past. Let's say you got rid of people that were like that, backstabbers kind of thing, right? Because that was funny that I felt almost like something stabbed me in the back. Um, yeah, be careful with that, right? Don't lose sleep over that, or you'll end up losing sleep if you're not careful. Maybe that has to do. Maybe there is a choice to make, right? You want all of this, right? Lucky time, victory, right? Leadership role, or you're already in that transformation. So you've gone through this transformation, right? Even the Nine of Pentacles came out, right? So I feel like it is a lucky time, right? Prosperous time, lucky time. But I feel like you've worked hard for it. So don't, it's not to sell you, like, don't sell yourself short, and don't let nobody make it seem like, oh, even though it is lucky time, like I've never liked when people would say like, oh, lucky, because I know I would always work hard for, people don't always see everything, that all the work that goes into doing things. But just be careful, right? I don't know. Be careful who you let into your space, your energy, because I felt that, like, getting stabbed in the back. So I think that's because for some reason I asked, what does Cancer need to be careful with? Wow, so that was interesting. So just be careful. Beware the company you keep is what I heard right now. So that might be the challenge for you during this Aries thing, right? Like it looks like everything's just go, 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 lucky time. But just be careful not to let things from the past come back in, or maybe you have people in your circle that, yeah, don't have your best interests at heart, right? So, envy, right? Like, oh, and I said that, wow, you're gonna be the envy. You might end up being the envy of all the signs here, and yeah, so Okay, Cancer, just yeah. Oh, the number, right? Did I even do that for Gemini? I think I did, right? Did I? Oh man, I don't know if I pulled the numbers for Gemini, but okay. Well, yeah, my bad if I didn't. Oh no, I think I did. I did do it. Yeah. So for Cancer, wow, I said lucky, and look at that, seven out of all the number seven. I got chills even. So yeah, 25 might be significant. 52, um, 52, 25, 7, right? So if those numbers are jumping out at you, maybe 555, 222, 777. If you're seeing those kind of numbers, know that yeah, the universe has your back. You're on the right track, all that good stuff. So I don't know what made me, yeah. So beware. Look at as I picked up the deck. I mean, I'm already going into the next sign, but maybe that's that final little thing, right? Just be careful, right? Be careful if people are, hating or this and that conflict, right? Okay, so Gemini, Cancer, Leo, right? Oh, and that was a Leo card, so maybe that was already for Leo. Maybe you're a cusper, right? So that Five of Wands. Okay, so Leo. Wait, why am I pulling from this deck? That's crazy. I'll I'll read that card after because that's funny that that popped up. Let me see. Okay, Leo. Hey, Spider Bite. Oh, thank you. Hope all is well. Let me see. Leo. Okay, so what do we have to know for Leo for this Aries stellium? Whoa, of course. Wow. I'm always amazed because I think Leo does that, right? Like you'll bust out in your own reading, right? Leo the lover. So maybe love is in the air for you right now. Look at that. The lion. You're in that. Maybe you're the one making the first move, Leo. Maybe you're feeling the love and you're like, you're letting it be known. Or like maybe you're in a flirty kind of energy right now, right? Expressive. There it is. See, you're the one expressing, but who knows? Creative, loving, playful, warm, overt, self-confident, flirtatious. What I say? Flirtatious, glowing, bedazzling, extroverted, vital, guile, guileless. I'm not even sure what. Egotistical, juicy, proud, trusting, excessive. So yeah, always be careful with the. If you are in those energies, well, there it is to know, right? Kind of know thyself situation. That's amazing though that you came out. Well, Taurus kind of crept out in theirs too, right? But that wasn't the first card that came out. But yeah, Leo, it was like just that, bam. It was very like you wanted to jump out, right? You're like, I'm right here. You let it be known. Whoa, that one just wow, cat spirit too. Are you connecting? Oh, Leo cat. Wow. So maybe you're in that super I heard even being tapped in with the cat energy for some reason. So maybe you're sensitive. Maybe you're really sensitive right now too to the other world. It feels very otherworldly as opposed to just like not that it's a just thing to see spirits and this and that, but it even feels otherworldly for some reason. Claim your independence. It feels like that very like see I even did the I don't even think I've ever done that in a reading like very like oh you don't even know like that. Like you don't even know the things I have access to like that. That's kind of like what I got, right? 13. So maybe you're having to bring something kind of to a close with that. The frog wanted, but the frog is something between both worlds, right? Amphibious, right? Land, water. So yeah, I'll just put that as an honorable mention because it flipped over, right? But yeah, that's interesting. That was a 20. I put it back in the deck though, because wow, so a lot of cat energy, right? With the lion, feminine cat, right? The feline. right? I feel you have a really healthy ego right now. Even this, so this is what had came out, right? Oh, and I said the 13th, right? The death, and then this is a Scorpio card too, Conquista. Maybe you're letting it. I think you know what you want, and you're letting it be known, right? You're really not. You have no problem being bold at this time, right? I feel like this is your energy. That's interesting. Oh, I got chills, like a balanced chills, right? Very balanced masculine and feminine energy. So I feel like Leo right now, it's funny that all this cat energy came out, right? But I don't know, you feel very balanced right now. Wow. Maybe that you've been work, you feel maybe that helped you, right? You're secure financially right now. You're not stressing. It's really helped you like stand in your truth, right? Like that. Maybe you feel like you don't need nothing, anything from anyone, but you're very confident in what you do want, right? So that's interesting energy right now. I like it though. I really love it actually. It's great energy. Maybe you're a cusper with yeah, interesting. Well, I gotta call it how I see it. I feel like, for some I mean, I don't really feel like yeah, it makes sense, right? The work, right? Work has kind of it feels like you're not too interested in I take it how it resonates. It might not be for all Leos, but it's kind of like you're optimistic, right? You're out there like strutting your stuff in your yellow boots, right? Um, so all that yellow, right, is that solar plexus energy too, right? But you feel very grounded. I mean, yeah, maybe it had to do with that, the finances, right? For some of you Leos, you may be flirty, right? I don't feel like you're really looking for anything 100% with the Two of Cups in reverse. I don't feel like you're looking for it. Not that you're opposed to it, right? I feel like you're really feeling yourself because the star even came out, and I feel like you feel like you're the star of your own show right now, right? Like the way that Leo card jumped out in the beginning. Yeah, that's kind of what if it's funny that it wraps up this whole little wow, I don't know. Oh, fire, right? All this Aries fire probably is definitely rubbing off on you, or yeah, maybe you have a bit of Aries play. Man, I keep getting chills like all down, but very balanced, right? I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a good time to be a Leo too. Maybe you're a cusper with Cancer, but yeah, I don't feel like I need to tell you anything. It feels like you're doing your own thing, right? Like you're just in this confident zone, like you feel like the star, or you're the star. I feel like you're really connected to spirit right now too. Maybe the spirit world just I don't know what happened, right? Maybe you had a vision or something. Maybe you had this I've heard vision, not even in a dream. Just I feel like you had a vision of something and I don't know what they showed you, right? Maybe you had a visitation. That would make sense with all this cat energy, right? Wow, that's what I had said, right? Like you don't even know what I have access to. That's wow. And that came out so clear. Like I don't think I've ever heard that phrase. So I don't know. I feel like something was revealed to you. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like you're just very confident at this time. And relationships is definitely not a priority to you right now. And that romantic relationships, right? Maybe that you're feeling very flirty, but take it out resonate. It might not be for all the Leos, but I think you're very happy right now with whatever path you're on. Yeah, probably just loving life. That's what I heard. Like just loving life, right? Which is beautiful. So let's see. For Leo, man, I keep getting chills with your reading. It's crazy, and it's good chills, right? It's not bad chills. So let's see. 10. Wow, something probably just completed. Then you're very complete right now, right? A lot of probably self love. Just I don't know. There's just a good confidence to it. Like yeah. Almost that. Like, if anyone wants some tips on like self confidence and all that stuff, like I would say look to maybe some Leo friends that are in this kind of energy. Look at them, and I don't think they could give a rat's bloop about what anyone thinks at this moment, right? I like it. The 46 might be significant. 64, maybe you have a 64 Impala. I don't know, or maybe listen to some. Maybe you're one of those that what is it, like put some gangster rap and handle it kind of thing. You listen to that 90s rap, right? With the cruising in my six, or what is it? I don't know. There's this Dr. Dre song that let me ride. You're just feeling yourself. Oh, there's even this where Ice Cube in the music video where Ice Cube comes out and he's like combing his afro or something, and he's like, "Damn right, it was a good day." So maybe you're in that energy. Wow, something like that. I don't know, but yeah, okay. 46, 64, 10 might be significant. So yeah, okay, Leo, thank you for that. I like that energy. Very optimistic, right? Sagittarius. Hmm, very optimistic. Yeah, so 17 might be significant, 13 might be significant, 10, 6, 4. I almost don't want to get out of that energy. That was just some good energy. I liked it. I liked it. Hmm. Okay. So Leo, Virgo. Hopefully Virgo has some similar uh-oh, I'm already feeling something with Virgo. I'm kind of feeling a slight pain in the neck. So maybe you're not a cusper with Leo, whatever Virgo I'm tapping into right now. So what's a pain in your neck, Virgo? Because I already felt that slightly. Something with a feminine energy. Maybe family discussions. I don't know. Relationship, something. I felt some kind of pain in the neck on the feminine side. Surrender. Maybe you're supposed to, maybe you're fighting spirit. 12th house surrender. Hmm. Little cherubims. Maybe you have little trinkets that look like that. Something. Maybe you have little angels decorating your house. 12th house surrender. Subconscious mind. Maybe you're fighting yourself. Compassion, dreams, karma, forgiveness. Ah, maybe that, right? You have to forgive someone, right? For you to move forward. Baggage. See, because it's just baggage, right? Trance states, the unseen, healing, spiritual development, guilt, prayer, Akashic records. Maybe opening that treasure chest to really that's funny because the Taurus card came out in reverse. Maybe you were arguing with the Taurus. I mean, I don't really read this doesn't really have reversals, but it's just funny that that card flipped out upside down. So, okay, Virgo. Oh, and that's your fellow Earth sign. Earth on Earth crime or something. Earth on Earth sign crime or something. Okay. Let me see what spirit animal can Virgo connect to right now. Virgo. Whoa, I got really like lightheaded kind of. That was weird. Nightingale spirit. Love is all around. Wow, okay. So maybe you do need to surrender. Ah, I love that card. That's beautiful. Oh, the crown. Wow. Have any of the other animals came out with a crown? I don't know. Hmm. Interesting. 41. Maybe you're 41. Maybe five change. Yeah. So maybe that's part of the surrender, right? Love is all around. I don't know what's up with the poetry today because I heard love is all around. Can't you hear the sound? So I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you write poetry, right? Maybe you write poetry. Who else did it come out with? Was it Gemini? I don't know, but yeah, maybe listening to some music. Maybe you're a songwriter, Virgo. Hmm. That's funny that today I'm hearing the audibles really clearly, and right when I started, I was hearing like all these, ancestor spirit guides that everybody wanted to bring messages. So that's funny that, yeah. So maybe listen to some music. Maybe that's gonna really speak to you. Maybe you'll be getting a lot of messages right now through music, right, Virgo? So that's something to yeah. Wow. Okay. So that surrender makes more sense now. Yeah. So I feel like a cycle has definitely ended for you, and maybe you're fighting it, right? Maybe you've been fighting it. So maybe you got to really surrender to it because it already happened, anyways, right? I mean, you've finished the whole journey. You passed the test. You learned something amazing, right, Virgo? Maybe it was about love. Maybe it was a journey about really finding out. Maybe you felt unloved. Maybe you were having trouble with love, but you had to find out how much you're loved or how much love is all around you. Cover mine. Hey, cover mine, Sunshine Tarot. Hopefully, I read that right. Oh, you're a poet and an artist and a Virgo. Wow. Okay. Foster Town. Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely be reading Aquarius, but I'm, yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Wow. This jumped out underneath the Seven of Wands. Maybe you felt like you've had to be fighting for something. Maybe when it comes to that, right? Maybe your poetry or your songs have been about, yeah, maybe justice topics, right? Social awareness, things that are going on, and maybe some people don't like what you say. Something has made you feel like you had to stand your ground with something. But the good thing is you did stand your ground with something, right? See, the surrender, this makes perfect sense. I got chills too. A cycle has closed, right? Something is leading you, spirits leading you, but the famous poopy pants card came out, right? You're fighting the change for some reason. Sometimes that happens, right? When we go through a lot of things, we don't want to believe, right? Maybe that, right? Love is all around. Maybe it was what matters of the heart or just people that have done you wrong or something. You don't want to believe that now this new season of sunshine and rainbows is gonna start. Maybe not completely, but it's a whole new season. Like it really is like that, right? Once we finish a phase in our life, the next phase could be something completely different, right? It's like watching a movie. Ooh, wow, that's crazy. Maybe that's why the poopy pants card, right? But it's funny that when I threw it out like that, this jumped out in reverse. So maybe that's what they're trying to tell you, right? Like the worst is over. Like if you learn the lessons, the cycle completed, something you had to learn. But like those three cups, right? Looking at those past three cups, being stuck on that reminds me of the like three swords, right? But I feel like, yeah, that was funny that happened, right? Yeah, I feel like, yeah, like a whole different time is rushing in with that Knight of Swords. That's what it feels like. Because logros is miracles, right? So I feel like, or I mean, it could be different ways, but I feel, oh, I got chills everywhere. I feel like there's a whole new phase of your life that you're getting ready to step into if you surrender, right? I think with the surrender is gonna come. See, like the treasure chest. That's what I said in the beginning, right? Opening up that treasure chest. Maybe you're gonna get an inheritance. I don't know. Something. There's something, or maybe the hidden treasure within you. Maybe that, right? Like that came out, right? The poetry. Maybe you've written a bunch of songs already or poetry and maybe exposing it to the world, right? And doing it in a financially responsible way, right? Like maybe making sure you're getting paid for your talent and you have a treasure trove of yeah, like it's valuable. Someone said the best thing, I wish I could remember right now, but they've gotten us used to like we just give our art and everything away for free and people don't realize how valuable it is because there's like people that are good with the business, they can't create this stuff, right? Even with movies, like I notice how a lot of movies just steal, right? Or maybe not steal, but buy other people's stories or like the people. I've experienced that, right? Where I saw how someone told a story and I thought, oh, this person telling the story, they must have gone through that, but they hadn't even experienced nothing of this kind of movie that they made, right? They just got the idea from others and then they created it into this film, right? But they hadn't experienced nothing of it. So it's like that, right? You don't realize how valuable you are or your story is or things like that, right? Or what you already have that's invaluable, right? So, but I feel like if you surrender, maybe that, right? That's your energy, like following the passions of your heart. And even though this horse is white, right? We are in like underneath, it almost looks like fire underneath that horse, right? Like, and we are in the year of the fire horse. So I'm feeling like all this weird pressure, right? So maybe pressure has been building up and you need to surrender. And with that surrendering is just kind of like following your dreams, maybe, right? Oof, justice. Wow. See, maybe there is something that yeah. So whatever happened to you in the past, you just have to, right? If it was a heartbreak, if it was that, right? Because obviously, that affects our finances, right? When matters of the heart happen, it does affect our finances, right? Some people are good at it and they just bury themselves in work, right? And it actually works out in their favor, and that's a great way to transmute that energy. But if it affected you in this way, then yeah, you just have to like justice. The universe is on your side, right? It's being balanced out. You just have to surrender to it. So I think that's kind of the clear cut message, right? Maybe it's something that because they said this thing, it's almost like a book ending, right? And it started with 2023. So if that resonates, I was watching this astrologer and it made sense for me because there was something from 2023 and it feels like something was completed. So maybe you need to look at what was happening in 2023 for you. Maybe you had started working on a project, writing stuff, this and that, or something creative that you kind of just threw to the side. So let me know if that resonates. Let me see. What number for Virgo? Wow. And this feels very balanced, right? 3 and 3. So 6 might be significant. 3, 3. Wow, 33, right? That's that master number, right? So maybe you have so much knowledge to give, so much talent to express, right? A teacher, right? 33. And that makes sense, right? Virgo, you're a communicator. You're meant to teach, right? 33. 33, 6. Maybe something too with home, family. Yeah. Okay. So on that note, I'll go to the next one. Virgo, Libra, right? That's funny. Maybe you're a cusper because right, the Justice card was the last card that came out. Libra energy. Okay, wait. How do I keep getting that deck first? So let me see. This one, the Numinous. Libra. Libra. Okay. Wow. Maybe you're a Libra rising, ascendant, outlook. That feels very Libra-ish though, huh? Libras are very like conscious of the way they dress, or at least the Libras I know, right? Like a lot of times put together, right? The key, that's interesting. Maybe you're familiar with Hecate. I don't know why the key just jumped out at me in Hecate. That kind of gave me chills. So maybe there's something there, right? Maybe you have access as well, like Leo, to things. Worldview, mission statement, expression, effect, role, mark, attitude, outer self, point of view, body image, aura, likeness, approach, impact, first impressions. I know I a lot of Libras sometimes have trouble with people pleasing. I don't know why that popped in my head. So maybe that's something you had to, with this Aries energy, right? This eight stellium thing, um, alignment thing. Maybe it's about that, right? I don't know. I feel this really calm energy though right now with Libra. I don't feel any aggression. I don't feel any like I just feel this odd balance. Like super balance, like just calm, very serene. I like it. Wow. Why did my throat? Maybe you need to speak up with something, but I don't know. I don't know. It was just very calm energy. 52, scarab beetle spirit. Magic works through you. Wow. And what did I say? The key and Hecate. Maybe. Wow. Yeah. Hecate is called like the mother of witches, right? Like, hmm. Yeah. Maybe you do have access, Libra. That's interesting. Magic works through you. Maybe you've been tapping into that. I mean, maybe you are practicing magic and stuff. Hey, I don't feel negative though. I don't feel like this dark. Maybe you are like looking into more of a positive walk, right? Like helping people, maybe. I heard healing, so I'll just say it because that popped in my head. Magic works through you. Yeah, maybe you're looking into energy healing, Reiki, all that stuff. There's something feels very balanced though with you. It's wow. This popped. I'm just gonna wow, but why is my throat tightening up though? That's really weird. Not tightening up, just like I feel like maybe you're being secretive at this time. You don't want me to share like I don't know, flamingo spirit, embrace the in between. That's so funny. I don't know. I'm trying to pull only one spirit animal per person, but well, 26, that's eight. So I kind of got a headache. That's interesting. On the left side, the feminine side. Yeah, right here, I'm getting like, so has something been giving you a headache, Libra? Maybe that's why you want to be secretive. Okay, so let's find out what's been giving Libra a headache, because that's weird, because maybe it's a calm before the storm. Because yeah, it's almost, I was almost gonna say like, wow, it's almost, but it wasn't an eerie calmness. It's just like I like it really. Like it feels very zen. I think is a better way of saying it. Not like the calm before. It just feels zen. Like maybe that is a new you. Maybe some people aren't comfortable with the new you. Hmm. Maybe some people are like, when you, wow, the wheel of fortune. Maybe that's why. Maybe things have began to turn in your favor and you don't want to let people know. Hmm. The wheel of fortune. Ah, so that's what it is. Maybe you're being really secretive right now. Wow. Yeah, this feels very Libra though. I know it's Taurus, but the Empress. Very calm. See? Wow. Maybe you've been sitting in nature, getting out to nature. That is crazy. I like this energy. I was gonna say maybe you smoke, but not cigarettes, obviously. But doesn't even feel like you need it though. You just feel very calm, very in tune with nature. Is more in tune. It makes me right now. I'm feeling very like hippie-ish, right? I'm almost like just calm. I like the wow. I don't know. I think this whatever is happening right now astrologically is I'm really liking this with a lot of the signs. I almost want to just stay in this Libra energy too. I like this. Almost feel like I'm getting like a contact type kind of thing from Libra. That's crazy. It just feels very like that, like hippie-ish, like yeah, I like it. Look at that. Wow. I feel like you're about to be very emotionally abundant is what I heard. Oh, well, this is yeah, this even says, but I don't feel like it's gonna change you. I don't feel like you're gonna like if all of a sudden all this wealth comes to you, or you just I feel like you're ready to accept it. You're ready to accept almost like that. Okay, what should I wear? Kind of thing, right? Like maybe that's part of your ascendant. I don't know what your ascendant might be, whether it's Libra ascendant or something, but yeah, like you're ready to accept it. I feel like you've done the work too. You the wheel of fortune, like you know, you're ready to accept it. Maybe you don't even want to tell people. That's why, like, because my throat was funny that, or maybe you're getting ready to clear your. I don't know. That's what's that song? I know there's that hip hop song. Let me clear my throat or something, but I don't even know what that's about. The song. I gotta look it up. I feel like you're very tapped in. Like my crown is like, and that's a crown chakra thing. So yeah, I feel like universe is really blessing you at this time, and emotionally you're gonna feel, or you feel great already. You're not over. It's funny that this show is like overrun with emotions, but it just feels very balanced. This card doesn't really match what I'm feeling, so I'm a little confused by that. Let me see what else. Why the Ace of Cups? Or maybe it's about it hasn't hit yet, right? Maybe right now you're ready, and then you're like, all right, let me get dressed for this, and you don't really realize how good it's gonna get. Cause I just feel this calm. It's so weird to feel this kind of calm. Maybe you hit that enlightenment, like that Buddha calmness or something. Like that's crazy. Wow. Wherever this is coming towards you, it feels like it's gonna make you feel yeah. So I think that's what it is. It hasn't came in yet. Maybe there's something coming towards you. You're just like, but you're in a very receptive. I mean, male or female doesn't matter, but a very feminine, receptive energy, right? Maybe that you've just been focused on work, and that's why it's like it's the wheel of fortune. But I think you've worked for it, like so just by standing in your truth. Like I don't know, I think you probably even have a job that you like and all that. So just feels good. I don't know. I like this energy, so I'm not gonna try to dig any deeper than that. That's interesting. Okay, let me see. Okay, seven. Wow, yeah, interesting. Lucky number seven. Maybe you'll be on the seventh day that this Knight of Cups comes towards you or something. Five, two, maybe they're 52, maybe 25. I don't know. Take it how it resonates. On a Saturday, maybe you'll meet him. I don't know. 5-2. 5-2. Oh, maybe you're October 4th. I mean 5th. 5-2, right? I said 5-2. October 7th. 7. Okay, there. Let me see. Let me get out of this Zen Libra energy because I'm just gonna want to stay there. So yeah, I liked it. And I feel that I keep getting chills like on this the feminine side. So you're very in touch with your feminine energy right now, Libra. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to Libra Scorpio. Scorpio, Scorpio. Hmm. It's interesting because it kind of wanted to like it jumped out, but then it jumped back in. So let me see what's up with that. Why did it do that? It jumped out then and no, I think that's what it was. Yeah. All right. Hmm. Interesting. Virgo, the alchemist. This for Scorpio though, right? But Virgo, the alchemist came out. Maybe you have Virgo in your chart, maybe a moon rising. Scorpio. Methodical, aligned, ritualistic, efficient, insightful, healthy, dutiful, discerning, witchy, subtle, pure, refined, accurate, solitary, operational, critical, nervous, perfectionist. Ah, maybe you've been looking into herbs, maybe essential oils, different things. Is that a mushroom? I don't know. It looks like it. Alchemizing things. Maybe you've been. Yeah, I'm gonna say it because it did come out. So challenge square. So I don't know if you've been feeling challenged with that. There's something you want to alchemize that isn't quite going, or it's just a little challenging. I don't feel like you won't be successful. Creates tension, stalls, sounds the alarm, motivates, pressures, into frustrates, demands, struggles, reorients, hurts, works out, reconciles. Unless you've been working with a Virgo, maybe Scorpio, you're connected to a Virgo, maybe you own a business with a Virgo, and there's been a challenge there, right? Maybe you're not seeing eye to eye. Maybe this whole Aries situation is to help you branch off into your to do it by yourself, right? Maybe that's part of it. I don't know why that message came out, but maybe that's something for Scorpio, right? Maybe it's time to venture off. Either that or working out something with a business partner or I don't know, it feels very businessy, right? Okay, let's see what spirit animal has to do with Scorpio. Parrot. Wow. Watch your words. Uh-oh. So maybe be careful with that. I mean, I love the parrot, right? But maybe at this time, be careful not to, get into that fight with that business partner, right? But other than that, parrot means happy, right? So maybe tapping into that part of the parrot. 45, maybe you're 45, maybe you're someone you're dealing with is 45, 9 even. See, 4 and 5 is 9. So I don't know if it is about bringing closure to something. I don't know why that message like came out. Cause in it, wow, it almost looks like the parrot's like wanting to fight. Like what? That's crazy. Oh, it's wearing a crown though. Ah, interesting. Maybe that is kind of like, hey, doing your own thing, right? But just, I guess you could do it amicably, right? If it's watch your words, right? Don't no, that I'm not too tired by the time I get to Aquarius. Nah, I'm good. I'll get there. Hey, Erica. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. What is that? See? So watch your words, and then there's that win at all costs kind of energy. That's interesting. And there's double Scorpio, right? Wow. Nostalgia and the death card. Nostalgia and the death card. Mm. Okay, that makes sense. Because with all this that's going on right now, like I said, like there was something too, like an astrologer was talking about something from 2023, right? Something coming to like, so maybe there was something that happened. Ooh, I got chills. So maybe this is a chance, right? These patterns repeat, right? Like yesterday, I saw the freakiest thing that I was just like, why are you doing this, universe? Like, there was something very Twilight Zone-ish about yesterday, and I was like, why? I was trying to understand why the universe did it, but sometimes things repeat, and it feels just very that, right? Like yeah. So I won't go into that, but this is kind of what I'm getting is like maybe in the past, right? There was someone in the past that you didn't watch your words with, right? It was a win at all cost situation. It brought a death to it, right? You might be seeing that, right? It may be in this situation, right? There's something you want to go on your own or something, but maybe it's a chance to do it right this time, right? To not do it in such a vicious way, right? That's what came to mind. Who knows? Maybe you might want to reconnect with someone from the past just to say, "Hey, I shouldn't have done things like that" or something, right? Not that you need closure from it. I feel like it's not something that. Yeah, there's something weird. I'm feeling like an energy in the heart solar plexus place, right? Like it just feels like something. It would almost feel like for you like something you need to do. Maybe it's part of standing in your truth, right? Just being like, "Hey, you know what? I shouldn't have done that," or acknowledging something about yourself that you could be very vicious with your words, right? I mean, I think that is it, right? I think Scorpios can be mellow, but if they really want to sting you with that stinger, they'll go to town on you, right? So maybe it is that. Maybe you want to bring an end to that. Maybe you feel like now, hey, you're more mature. You don't need to deal with things like that. That's funny that I said stinger and I didn't realize with the animal cards. I don't know why this was facing up. I just said about, and then there's the bee, right? Stinging, right? Maybe you did. That's probably confirmation for me that maybe in the past you did kind of go to town on someone with that stinger, right? So yeah, these cycles repeat so that we could do it in a different way, right? Maybe you don't get nothing out of doing it that way, right? Like not just about oh, you're doing it to gain something for yourself, but you see that in life, like it causes you more like burning bridges, right? Like you never know when you may need to walk through a bridge again, right? Or something like that. So yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, it's repeating. It's a cycle that's repeating because you're probably meant to do it a little different this time, right? Or at least, ah, see, if not, it might have you up in your head, right? See, with that eight of swords, right? And then that judgment too. So maybe that, right? Maybe that's why you're feeling the nostalgia because you got it, right? The crown chakra, you got that. You got it that it's not the best way to do things. But I don't even feel like you've done it yet. So maybe this is a good warning if you're watching this now. Right now, that you're feeling fiery, right? Like I said, like this whole stallion thing with the Aries, it's like Aries sun. The sun's in Aries, right? I mean, all these things are in Aries. But even the last thing is Eris, right? Eris, which is Aries sister, the god of war sister, right? The female version. So there's a lot on both sides, right? The masculine god of war energy, the goddess of war energy, right? So just be careful. Maybe for you, Scorpio, it's hitting you. Yeah, so just be careful. Don't blow up on anybody, right? Okay, well, I think that's kind of the advice. I feel like that's what it is. That's why this is coming up for you. There you are again. Wow, you already came out three times in your own reading. So I don't know why this. Maybe you're confused about it. Seven of Cups. Maybe you wrestle with yourself. Like, no, this is who I am. Like, but see, this is an unbalanced solar plexus. Like, why does that have to be who you are, right? Like, if somehow you'll lose your identity by like being a mean person or being reckless with words is gonna solidify who you are as a person, right? It doesn't have to be like that. Ah, wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to make this video about what I got yesterday because yeah, this is coming through in a lot of these readings. Yeah, wow, that's amazing. Okay, it makes perfect sense. So yeah, I think that's kind of the I'll get one more card just because, but I think that's pretty clear now. The message for you, Scorpio, is about that, right? Like the parrot, right? Watch your words. Just if there's something you need to break apart, whether it's business or a partnership, you don't have to be mean about it because it looks like for some of you there's something from the past. Ah, look at that. See, there's something from the past. Maybe that's part of it, right? But it's also what I'm getting with this card is deciding, right? Like knowing the path you want to walk now. Knowing that you could have the world in your hands if you choose to do things. And look at there's that Aries card, right? So it maybe today is a perfect day to start that journey, right? Of doing things a little different. Knowing that, hey, like I said, right, it's not about just doing it because you want to get over on people and all that, but realizing like you really have the world in the palm of your hands, doing things, yeah, like that whole what is it? You attract more something with honey. Is it a bee? That's funny if the bees here, and that's kind of what's you attract more bees with honey than vinegar. Is that the way it goes? I don't know, but yeah, it almost feels like that, right? Look at truce even. So if you did already argue with someone, maybe it's calling that truce, bringing balance to that, being in a more kind of empress energy, right? I'm just yeah, I don't know. This popped out too, so yeah, you don't have to be in that. Yeah, yeah. It's not gonna affect because look at this, looks very healthy, right? Like this is a unbalanced kind of solar plexus energy. And this one, see, there's all that yellow above too, right? Sacral energy, solar plexus energy. That gave me like balance chills, right? All down on my back. So yeah, okay, I'll end it there because I could keep going. Let me see what numbers want to come out for you. Four, wow, very balanced, like I said. So four, right? And three was right there too, right? So maybe three, maybe you're 31. Three, one might be significant. Four, maybe your birthday's 11/4. 31, 13. There you are again. The death, right? Really bring an end to, right? Really bringing an end to that old way of being, maybe, right? Something, right? So, yeah, 13, 13, 31, 4. Okay, so on that note, wow, I feel like I pulled a lot of cards for you. Scorpio, I got way into that, way too much into that reading. Okay, so Scorpio, Sagittarius. Okay. All right, I gotta. Last time they were helping me, like every time I was taking too long on a sign, but I think because it's such an important event, right? I don't think people realize how important this alignment is, right? Of these eight things in Aries, right? the first sign of the zodiac. I don't think so. That's why I felt like, because the other day when I did it, it was like something was tugging on my ear, like, okay, hurry up, go to the next sign, right? Which they were helping me, so I didn't mind when I was taking too long on signs. It was like, all right, let's keep it moving. But anyway, Sagittarius. Yeah. I don't feel like in a rush right now, but I know I should kind of move it along. All right. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. I don't know. That one, I didn't like the way that pumped out because I didn't see what it was anyways. It looked like it wanted up. Oh, there we go. Wow. And it came out just like that. Your fellow fire sign, though. Leo. Maybe you're connecting to a Leo because the way that card just jumped out again was funny. That's how it jumped out with Leo, right? So maybe you have Leo in your chart, right? Leo rising, Leo something. Expressive, creative, loving, playful, warm, overt, self-confident, flirtatious, glowing, bedazzled, bedazzling. No, I say bedazzled. Bedazzling, extroverted, vital, guileless, egotistical, juicy, proud, trusting, excessive. That makes sense though. Maybe, Sagittarius are usually revolution. This came out too, so maybe you're striking down the flies with your lightning. Revolution, breakthroughs, brainstorming, originality, insight, awakening, technology, innovation, humanitarianism, reform, surprise, freedom, experimentation, the unexpected, rupture, edge, diversity, lightning. Wow. I got a mental image of that too, of lightning. Like, I like that. Maybe you're ready to go too, Sagittarius. Oh yeah, I did Gemini for sure. It was the third one I did. So if you go back, yeah, Gemini was the third one. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, Gemini's was good. I liked it, so you might enjoy watching that. I forgot actually, right? I just know that it wasn't it felt good. So let's see. Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the actual opposite of Gemini. So, Sagittarius might be meaningful too. Like if in the native zodiac, it's like if you're born in the northern hemisphere, right, you're a deer. And if you're born in the southern hemisphere, you're a owl, right? And then Sagittarius is like if you're born in the northern hemisphere, you're an owl. If you're born in the southern hemisphere, you're a deer, right? So it's the exact opposite. But you share those too, right? Gemini and Sagittarius, you share the deer and the owl, which are both very tapped in signs, right? The deer with the antlers connects you to the spirit world, to the heavens, and the owl pierces through the veil, right? You see in the spirit world as well. So yeah, both signs are very tapped into the spirit world. Okay, so what animal is connecting with Sagittarius today? I don't even know if there's an owl in this deck. Cause I don't if there is. Oh, what's up with Sagittarius? It doesn't. That's crazy. Maybe because with Leo, it already. Maybe that's kind of the one you're tapping into. This is weird. Nothing wants no animal, or maybe because Sagittarius is like the half man, half horse or something. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, well if you don't I know something. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Ah, that's why. I guess you have a sense of humor because the turtle came out slow and steady, wins the race, and Spider Bite just said you don't have to rush. Ah, that's funny. And the turtle came out slow and steady, wins the race. So Sagittarius is probably really in that slow and steady wins the race energy. 62, which is an 8, right? Very complete. Wow, that's funny because right with this card, I felt like a more unless you're in this Leo like kind of lover boy, lover girl kind of energy for Sagittarius. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Now I'm curious. What's going on here with Sagittarius? Slow and steady wins the race. Maybe you've been in that kind of energy. You've been taking your time, like no rush, just chilling. Sagittarius. Ah, makes sense. Look at maybe you finished kind of a cycle, right? Because this one, I'm surprised, right? Because this is a very death and rebirth kind of card, right? Because someone's literally like in a coffin, right? So, and the four, Libra too, balanced, right? Like not even talking. That's funny, the throat chakra, right? But it's like not even communicating nothing, just resting, right? Really the epitome of wow. Okay, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Mm. Ah, okay. Wow, it's like you don't really want to talk. I can see why though. It makes sense. Okay, so this is kind of your energy. This has been your energy then. So obviously the Four of Swords came out, Sagittarius. Really weird for Sagittarius. And it's a Libra card, but also the Three of Swords. So maybe you're getting over a heartbreak, right? Or you went through a heartbreak, Libra again. So you just felt like you needed to recover from it. It looks like you just went to work, and it almost feels like maybe you do work that you don't really need to communicate with people, right? Like I even got an image of someone like when they're farming or something, right? Like growing crops, right? Or something. Like a beekeeper, someone making honey, right? And I mean, aside from dealing with the bees, hmm, like yeah, maybe that, or maybe that, right? Someone that does what is it like computer like analyst or whatever? I don't know those. I never really worked in that field, so I don't know that programmer, right? IT type people. Maybe you don't really need to be around people, but you've been working, making that money. But I think that, right? And the Wheel of Fortune came out too, so it looks like it's gone good for you. It doesn't feel like it's on the flip side of it, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune could turn whichever which way, right? You could be that devil getting trampled by it, or you could be that Sphinx on top, right? The Sphinx is like the hidden wisdom, the knowledge, right? The secrets of the Sphinx, right? Kind of thing. Like something you figured it out, but maybe it was just that, just working, right? But I feel like now with everything, the number 10, right? Something has completed. Even though it's not the world, right? It's like halfway there. So I feel like you completed something. And even though it's not the world, the Fool came out. So you're starting a whole new journey. And this is an Aries card, right? The Fool. So maybe, I never thought about April Fools, right? The Fool. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, right? So it feels like you're starting a whole new journey. Maybe just that after having a heartbreak coming out, right? But I feel like you took the time to rest. I don't know if you're completely healed from this Three of Swords in your heart, but you've made the best out of it, right? It's really weird for Sagittarius. I don't know. I don't really see Sagittarius a lot of times being stuck in that. Ah, yeah. So maybe I spoke too soon because as I split the deck, there's that. Maybe you're about to have that fire light up under you, right? With that Fool. Maybe you know now, right? Something has enlightened you to something that you want. Maybe it is matters of the heart, right? After that, after the heartbreak, maybe it's, you know what? I'm ready to get back out there again. And Leo came out. Wow. Ah, feeling like I get it, right? That makes sense. See, you're feeling like you're in that sexy time energy, I guess. Sagittarius, wow. Mm, that's why then. Maybe striking down that, right? Like, yeah. Almost like, oh, like feeling like that about whatever heartbreak that was. Now you're like, what? Like, like, how did that even happen or what or something, right? Like, but yeah, it doesn't even, I don't even feel like you want to spend time thinking about that. So maybe you've been in that slow and steady wins the race energy, but now you're ready to, yeah, to get things going, right? And you feel more comfortable in your, I think you're standing in your power because as I split the deck, the Four of Pentacles was under too. Like, maybe working on your money gave you some kind of confidence. Yeah. Like working on yourself, focusing on money. I got a pain in the neck too. So I don't know. Yeah. There was something that maybe now, maybe that used to be like, right? Finances used to be like a pain in the neck, hardship that probably didn't allow you to go and be connecting with people or something. I don't know. But now you're in this kind of sexy time energy. It feels like, wow. See, you can't make that up. Bam. Celebration. So yeah, I don't know how much sexy time you're gonna be out there looking for Sagittarius, but it feels like you're gonna be out there celebrating. But you might not be on. I mean, either you're gonna enjoy that, but this feels like maybe you're gonna come in contact with a Cancer, right? While you're out there sexy timing it, it feels like there's gonna be a connection that's gonna feel very, that's how it works sometimes. The universe just hits you out of nowhere, right? It's like balancing the scales, right? After whatever heartbreak you went through, right? It's almost like, but see, that's the reward for not letting like these things, right? It's almost like just striking it down, like I'm not gonna let you win, right? Kind of thing. And not like if it's a game to win or something, but that, right? If people stay bitter and hold grudges and resentful, like, it's like you let things live in your head rent free, then it's almost like something else. Yeah, it keeps control of you, right? So that makes perfect sense. I feel like, yeah, that's beautiful. You know, I don't even feel like I need to say, hey, sorry for what you went through, because it looks like it propelled you forward regardless, right? And maybe even though you're in that sexy time energy, it feels like you might actually be meeting someone that's gonna, yeah, they're gonna pull on your heartstrings actually. And yeah. So I don't know. Maybe look out for that. I got chills when I said that. So let me see. Wow. See, something very reciprocal, very give and take, 3 and 3. Maybe you'll both be 33. I don't know. Maybe the six is significant. Maybe you both have birthdays like on a three and a three of the month. I don't know. Take it how it resonates. Six, right, is the number of home and stability and all that. So, be careful of whether someone getting knocked up, right? Maybe that's why all those emotions running all over the place. So, yeah, it does feel like the wheel of fortune has begun to turn in your favor. So, on that note, after Sagittarius, Capricorn, right? Capricorn, Capricorn. So, let's see what's coming in for Capricorn. Okay. Yeah, Capricorn, and then the long awaited. Oh, hey, Andrea, right? Andrea. Oh, you have two. I mean, we have two Andreas, right? Andrea, Andrea. I know everyone says it a little different, but hi to both of you. Okay, so for Capricorn, I was gonna say Aquarius, but we're not there quite yet, huh? So Capricorn. Whoa, that one just flew out. Pluto. So you've been going through a transformation too? Interesting. Transformation. Oh, I'm getting like my crown's tingling. So has it been like a spiritual transformation, Capricorn? Renewal, inner resources, basic instinct, motivation, personal power, evolution. Wow, my crown's really tingling right now. Renewal, inner resources, basic instinct, motivation, personal power, evolution, composting, cycles, death, rebirth, subversion, suspicion, obsession, intensity, reckoning, taboos, clearing, extremes. That volcano's ready, getting ready to explode. This one came out too, so I'll just honorable mention kind of thing. Semi-sextile, allowing. Ah, so maybe it's just allowing things to flow. Hmm. That V, I don't know, makes me think of victory too, so that's funny. Encourages, sees the potential in, clarifies, gives hope to, compensates into its tempers, response cycles, grows, realizes rewards. Maybe you're the star right now too. Maybe you've been planting things, right? Maybe you've been connecting with the plants. Wow, my crown is really like, I feel like you're really tapped in right now, Capricorn, because my crown is just lighting up. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Let's see for Capricorn. Wow. Oh no, I was like, hey, didn't this come out already? But no, it was another little bird. Maybe you're, wow, that's your fellow Earth sign, right? Virgo. I think had the other bird with the music. This is the canary spirit. I had a dream of a canary too. That's so funny. It was a yellow canary playing with a yellow hummingbird, and the yellow hummingbird doesn't even exist. I made a video about it, so I won't go into details, but that's funny. Canary spirit. Sing your own song. I don't know, that's a flute or what is the other little, is it like an oboe or something? No, that's not. I don't know. But anyways, so sing your own song, Capricorn. Wow, 12. Wearing your little crown too. Wow, that's beautiful. I like it. 12. So maybe you'll see little yellow canaries. Maybe they'll visit you in a dream. So if you're feeling stuck, right? Maybe you can tap into that canary spirit, right? Yeah, maybe you'll just find yourself whistling, and if you do, don't let nobody stop you, right? Um, like me, I'll hum a lot. Like I don't know, it makes me happy, right? Like I'll just, and sometimes people it'll bother them or something, and I'm like, psh, And I literally just saw a thing about like if you hum for like 60 seconds a day or something, like I don't know, it's really good for whatever. I don't know. I didn't look at it because I almost saw it and I was like no like that, right? I was like, because I knew, I don't know, it always puts me in a good mood, so it made sense to me. I didn't even need to look at it. I just saw something say like, oh, humming 60s. I was like, well, yeah, of course, hello, but yeah, like I don't care. Like if people don't like that, then you know, yeah, wow, look at, oh wow, this is a lot. Hmm. So yeah, maybe in the past, I don't know, maybe that message came out for a reason because it looks like in the past, I don't feel like this is you right now. Maybe you brought something to an end because something was right. The nine, instability. There's something that was up, and then the death card came out. So something ended for sure. Maybe there were people that were dimming your light, right? That's why this beautiful card is coming out, the canary. Sing your own song, right? And that's funny, right? Because that's a 12. This is a 13. Maybe that was part of it, right? Like to realize, like, hey, I'm gonna march to the beat of my own drum kind of thing. And then knowing that you had to end something because something was just making you feel unstable, right? Like I don't think there's anything worse than that, right? Being around people that make you dim your light or, you know? Yeah. But I think you're just trusting your intuition and it's bringing you to this Empress energy. The Empress has been coming out. I think it came out in a few signs today. So I think that's kind of I don't know. I feel like I don't really feel like I need to dig. I'll pull one more card because my crown was lighting up so much when I started your reading. I feel like right? You've gone through this. Oh, wow. Imagine. I think that's Pluto too, right? Because that's funny. The first card that came out, Pluto transformation, and there's the transformation card again, right? Transformación completa, complete transformation. Wow. You know, on the vultures, they're called the golden purifiers, right? Like, I think that's literally their scientific name. And so they come to clear out the residue that's left, right? Any little things that might have been hanging around. So you could call on the vultures too, right? I love they're one of my favorite spirit animals. Because whenever I'm going through that and there's still a little lingering kind of ah, energy that I need to get rid of, I'll see vultures flying over and I'm like, oh, like I love them, right? I always thank them for that because they come clean up the residual energy, right? So yeah, I think tapping into your intuition, right? While staying grounded. So don't forget to stay grounded. Maybe do things like meditation, yoga, get out to nature, maybe do music, right? Whistle, hum, and just embrace, yeah, embrace this Empress energy. And I feel like you're really tapped in because my crown's been kind of lit up the whole time I've been doing your reading. So yeah, I don't think there's really anything else I need to say. I don't know. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So maybe very connected, like marriage with spirit, right? Wow. Both of them are Taurus. Wow. That's funny. Interesting. Maybe you've been searching for the spiritual, right? Whatever things happen, that's part of your transformation. I think you're tapping in a lot more to spiritual things. Maybe you're noticing the signs and synchronicities more. You're very aware, very vigilant of all that right now. So it feels like that, like a marriage to spirit. Wow, throat chakra, my whole throat. I like, what is it that needs to be communicated? Because maybe just being more honest about that, right? Or maybe you've been vocalizing that more, right? About your spiritual walk and not really caring about what people think, right? People want to dim your light and all that, and because they don't understand it, right? Okay, so on that note, I think you're on the right path already, right? Maybe just connecting with those spirit animals, right? The canary, the vultures. Seven, wow, you got the lucky seven too. Six and one. Maybe it was something with home life, or maybe just that communicating to the marriage card too. So maybe communicating with your partner. I do the podcast, and one of the recurring themes has been a lot of people when they had their spiritual awakenings ended up divorcing or not right away, but maybe after time after they started their journey. So maybe it's just about maybe you'll have a partner that's very supportive of that, but it's maybe there's a communication that needs to be had with that. Like, hey, this is the new me. This is maybe not the new you. Maybe it's always been you, but maybe now you're stepping into it because it's undeniable at this point, right? And I got chills when I said that. So maybe you've always had this spiritual thing within you that was waiting to explode, right? And now it's exploding. And maybe that, right? Because the six two jumped out at me. Um, about really expressing or communicating with the person you're with, like, hey, this is a part of me. Are you gonna be able to take this, right? Can I add that one to that six, or do I gotta go kind of solo on this journey, right? That kind of thing. I'm getting for some weird reason. So six and seven, maybe you're 61, maybe 16 is important. I don't think you'd be 16 watching this, but maybe the one in the six, what Sagittarius? No, Capricorn, right? I'm on Capricorn. Maybe you're January 16th, right? January 16th. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Okay. So, Aquarius, the long-awaited Aquarius. And then we have one more after that, right? I don't know if you're still there or you already left, but we got to Aquarius finally. Hey, Brittany, how are you? Yeah, humming's Oh, you went back to watch Gemini? That's funny. Let me know if any of that resonated. What? Yeah. I wouldn't I wouldn't put up with someone that doesn't like my humming, my happy place, right? Like if I'm humming, that means I'm really happy. So I don't think anyone should have a problem with it, right? But it's like what do they say when your angels irritate someone's demons? Because that's what it feels like to me. Like to be humming is like very, you know, in a happy place kind of thing, right? So okay, Aquarius. Wow, Aquarius. Are you feeling the love too? Interesting. Look at that. Aquarius. I mean, yeah, Aquarius. Duh. Venus, love, beauty, harmony, romance, charm, receiving, sensuality, luxury, wealth, diplomacy, magnetism, value, pleasure, adornment, adoration, attraction, indulge, taste, style. Interesting. I like it. It looks very Venusian. So that's the planet Venus, right? So is that why you wanted to hear about it? Aquarius. That's funny. Venus. Love is in the air for the Aquarius. I could be self love, but I don't know. What spirit animal wants to talk to Aquarius right now? That's funny, huh? Because everything's like, Aries and God of War, Goddess of War, all these things, and you're over here in love, Aquarius. What's up with that? I mean, that's good. I like it. You're like, yeah, I'm feeling romantic right now. Let the world burn down, and I'm gonna be feeling romantic. Wow, look at that. Even this, see, because the badger you think of is like a very, right? Isn't that the one that's like aggressive? But look at this one. It's all flowery and stuff. Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. Maybe that would love four, right? Four is very solid. In the tarot, the Four of Wands is like the people celebrating happy home, happy, you know, life kind of thing, happy home life kind of thing, right? If it looks like, I hope that's not like the Aquarius sexy eye. I don't know if someone would be like, they won't know how to make out that look, right? Like, are you looking at me because you're trying to flirt, or do you want to chop my head off, or what? What's up with that? Like, I don't know. It's an interesting look. Mm. Let me say this just because the honorable mention. Nah, I don't feel like it doesn't resonate with that. So I don't know. I feel like I'm being guided to not. Because, a few cards had pulled over with the animal spirit, but I don't think that goes with it. So I'm not going to say it. Okay, so let's see. What else for Aquarius? That's so interesting. So Aquarius has like, I think you just gotta work on your flirty face though, right? Cause, well, I don't know. Maybe that's that kind of confident. Well, bold, yeah, confident, bold, yeah, be bold. It's like fearless, be bold. Mm. Wow, and there you are, Aquarius, the star. So maybe that's why, cause oh, maybe it's more of that, right? You're looking at someone like, are you gonna make a move or what? Cause you're feeling very confident, right? That makes more sense. Very Venusian. That's funny. All right. So you're feeling it right now, I guess. That's pretty interesting. The star. What does it say? La armonía, radiant harmony, and active equilibrium. Wow. I don't know. I feel like you're in a good energy. Very self-aware, confident. That crown chakra, very tapped into spirit. I could feel it. Maybe you're a cusper with Capricorn. There is a slight tightness on. Hmm. Maybe that. Maybe that's why something's telling you to be fearless, be bold. Maybe you do. Maybe if you're attracted to someone, you do have to be the one to make the first move. Because I felt this tightness on the masculine side, so it's kind of like maybe, hey, if you need to tap into that masculine energy to say something, then so be it, right? Like that whole closed mouths don't get fed kind of thing, you know? Ah, okay. The plot thickens. Hmm. So that's a weird one. That's a weird one because I don't know if that means. Ah, interesting. I don't know. You tell me how this resonates because I see the Three of Swords and then the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So obviously, this could be read in different ways, but were you juggling something around? Did you break your own heart in some weird way? Or in the past, were you being juggled and that's what broke your heart, right? And now you're coming out of that. So maybe in the past, you dealt with a heartbreak and someone was juggling you, but that's not happening anymore. But obviously, I mean, I would hope you got out of that situation and that's why it's no longer a factor. Or, maybe for some of you Aquariuses that watch this, you were the one juggling someone and you ended up stabbing yourself in the heart. So take it how it resonates. But now something, it's funny that that was a pentacle because it feels like, yeah, so maybe you were the one being juggled before. Maybe it affected your finances. Maybe someone was, I hate to say it, but using you for money. I don't know. Different things, right? Or you were dependent on someone. But it's funny because judgment came out. So it feels like things are going in your favor. So I want to say, maybe most of you weren't the one doing the juggling, right? Because the judgment came out and the Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like you're on the right track, right? And this is probably going to seem out of thin air, right? Like something's about to come in that is very divinely guided. That's going to be like, hey, boom, a new opportunity, maybe a new job, maybe a promotion. It's just going to seem like it just came out of nowhere, very spirit led because that's the judgment, right? Like something, I mean, it's not the justice card, but the judgment was in your favor. Ah, okay, okay. Ah, okay. Because this jumped out at me right now. It doesn't always jump out at me, but it says the road your life takes depends on you. So maybe you stopped juggling something, right? Maybe that. Maybe you were, okay. So if this wasn't a love thing, maybe you were working a job that you just weren't happy with or something. You weren't making a choice. You were juggling, should I leave? Should I stay? Something. And when you finally, you know, the road you take will depend. Yeah, how to say el camino que toma tu vida. Yeah, the road your life takes will depend on you. So maybe you finally made the right choice to where, yeah, it's leading you towards that Ten of Pentacles. Take it how it resonates. Whether I don't think I said that for no reason about the love thing, right? So, because it felt very, um, what is it called? Detailed, right? Like the little story there. So maybe for some of you that was the case, right? Something with a relationship and somehow it was affecting you financially. Even that, right? Sometimes people can choose like, oh, I know this job's good for me. This thing will bring me all the prosperity, but your partner doesn't want you to take that job, so you stay and things like that, right? And then in the end, right, if you didn't end up with them anyways, you're like, why did that happen, right? Wow, I'm getting like three different. Yeah, so maybe there's three different stories here for Aquarius, whoever's watching this. I don't think I've gotten this many stories with any of the other signs, so that's pretty funny. Oh, that's why the first thing I had said was about love, right? Because that's funny, because love was so maybe that, yeah, since things are maybe they're already financially secure. So of course, right? Once you have the money and this and that, well, what's next, right? You go hunting for love, right? You're like, well, I ain't gotta worry about that now. So now we look for love. But I feel like it's still a little blocked. I think you have love on the brain, but maybe your emotions haven't caught up to it because you went through something. Because I'm not feeling that. I could feel it when someone's like really like, and I don't feel that. I think you got love on the brain, maybe, but it hasn't caught up to the emotions yet. You know what I mean? So that's pretty interesting. Hmm. Or maybe these finances haven't came in yet, and once they do, then that's gonna open everything up. Because I got chills when I said that. So maybe that's. But it feels like, yeah, that's gonna seem like it comes in out of nowhere. So regardless, whatever it is, it ends up with you being in a very financially stable place, right? So regardless, whatever story relates to you, whatever you resonate with, the end result is that, you know, it looks like finances are gonna an opportunity is gonna come out because you're not juggling anymore. Whatever you weren't coming to grips with or you weren't deciding on, it feels like you finally decided on something. You know, maybe that's why too, right? Maybe that's part of the bold, right? Whether it's matters of the heart or it's a job that you're like, nah, this is what I want, right? Yeah, I'm feeling all these different things. So yeah, I feel like there's a few stories here, but like I said, the end result seems to be the same for this different set of Aquariuses. So if that makes sense. Oh, nice. What language on the card? Let me see. Hey, Joel. How's it going? Joel, Ireland, right? Joel, Ireland. Yeah, but that's kind of the story here. And I think that's it, right? Let me see what number comes out. Wow, see, balance. I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe that's that puppy, right? You'll be very four is stable, right? Like I said, that's that 4-2-2. Mm. So maybe what is Aquarius? February, right? Maybe you're 2-2. Wow, maybe that's your birthday, 2-2. I don't know. Or maybe you're gonna meet someone other Aquarius. I don't know, 2-2. That's funny though. 22. 22 is also a master number. Maybe looking into that. Maybe that'll be something tied into the money because I know 22 is a master number, so maybe that might give you a hint to what kind of work will bring you this financial reward because that is a spirit-led kind of thing, right? If you think about it, when like I know there's people with like the master number 33 and they're meant to teach. I think the 22s as well, right? They're meant to teach or things like that, right? So it doesn't have to be spiritual work. It could be like just teaching or something in general. So, oh, your life path 33. Wow. So, yeah, you're definitely meant to teach for sure. Oh, 222 is your birthday? Wow. Okay. That makes sense. Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, let me know. I don't know if the story doesn't resonate. Yeah, maybe it will. If it doesn't, don't worry, right? It's not everything is meant to resonate with everyone, right? It's like they always say, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So, okay, I think on that note, Let's go with the last one, Pisces. Last but not least, Pisces. So, oh, 222 is Pisces. Let me see. So Pisces. All right. Whoa. Hey, this card. Wow, this card came out with a. I'm gonna get one more just because that card came out with a few. But hey, it makes sense actually. Let me do one more for Pisces. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, that's the Pisces. Since you're the last one, then I pulled two for you. But the moon came out, feelings. So I don't know if you're in your feelings, Pisces. Instinct, nurturing, gut reactions, comfort, digestion, home, family, conditioning, habits, femininity, lineage, privacy, embodiment, emotion, sustenance, self-soothing moods, mother. I don't know why digestion jumped out at me, so maybe just be careful with things you're eating. But your Uranus also came out, revolution. So maybe you're feeling right, you're having breakthroughs. You know, with this Aries right? Pisces, you might be in a Pisces Aries cusper or have some Aries in your chart where it's helped you, right? The breakthroughs, brainstorming, originality, insight, awakening, technology, innovation, humanitarianism, reform, surprise, freedom, experimentation, the unexpected, rupture, edge, diversity, lightning. Maybe something had a rupture for you to, almost like a tower moment, right? The lightning reminds me of the tower moment, right? Maybe you had to kill a few flies to kind of wake you up or get you out of a funk or something. I know I took forever in this to do this reading today, or it feels like it, but it feels like I don't know, like I just started for some reason. I think today was a I was meant to be like very slow and steady wins the race, right? And I think I did that when I was on Sagittarius. That's so funny. Oh, wow. I love it. Wow, wolf spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom, Pisces. Wolf spirit. That's beautiful. 6, 7. Mm. And in this case, right, the wolf looks very feminine because of the feathers on the eyes. It almost, yeah, maybe you're feeling, oh, wow, and that made sense, right? The moon kind of energy, femininity. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. And the wolf is very, a lot of wisdom, obviously, right? With the wolf, a lot of learn through experience, right? Like you learn more through going through things than you do from reading books. You know what I mean? So maybe Pisces, you're someone that has learned a lot of knowledge from that, right? From experiencing, as opposed to someone that just learns from like reading books and stuff, right? Which isn't bad too. Obviously, you learn a lot from reading, obviously, but sometimes experience is quite an amazing teacher, right? So, yeah, the wolf is very like the wolf leads from the back kind of thing, right? So maybe you are a very observant person, right? You could sit in the back of a room and watch everybody and see the way they behave and things like that, right? Hmm. Interesting. I feel like this is your energy, like you're starting. It's funny that this is the wisdom, but maybe you're starting to learn something new because this feels like it's connecting to your energy, right? A lot of times when this comes out, it's like you dealt with someone with a sharp tongue or something. But in this case, it feels like, it says desarrollo intelectual, right? Like opening up some kind of intellectual thing, right? And the way the sword is pointing up, like to the heavens, it's almost like, give it to me, right? Bring me the knowledge kind of thing. Like, I don't know. It feels like that's what I'm getting right now. I don't think I've ever gotten that with this card. but it feels like you're on a voyage to learn something new, right? Or you're learning something. Maybe you started a new job and you're learning things or something. Ah, but it makes sense too, right? Maybe you're kind of on that. I don't know who else got that about marching to the beat of your own drum. You're not worried because even that it says not worried about other people's feelings, right? But I don't feel like that, like you're trying to hurt people. It's just you don't care right now what other people might be thinking about you or something like that. You're in that energy. Maybe you have Gemini in your chart and you're kind of on that Gemini tip of I don't care what, like, Gemini, if they do care what anyone says, it'll be like momentary and then it goes away, right? So maybe you're tapping into some Gemini energy right now. But that's why, see, I don't feel like you're being mean because even this came out the Queen of Cups. So maybe you're very self aware right now. Queen of Cups. I like it. I like this combination. Maybe that's why. See this too, right? The wolf. This card doesn't necessarily. Yeah, it does, right? It's almost like a grandma. Maybe maybe your ancestors are with you right now. Maybe you have a grandma watching over you. Hmm. Unless maybe you had a mom that passed on, grandma, aunts. I feel that like a strong female presence on the other side that watches over you. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you're not in a mean space. I don't feel like it. I feel like you're compassionate. Like maybe you're on your own thing, but I don't feel like you're being mean to anybody. And it's funny, right? Because even the closed cup jumped out at me. Like if you do turn people away, I don't feel like you do it in a mean way. I think you're kind of. It feels like you're on some kind of journey. Like you're figuring things out. Something there's something you're searching for, which is makes sense, right? With all this stuff going on right now in the cosmos, right? What else for Pisces? Oh, that makes perfect sense. Wow, and that big sigh. So maybe yeah, in the past you've gone through something, right? Or it feels like you've been on this never-ending kind of battle. And maybe that's why you just need to figure out like maybe that you had that epiphany, right? You're tired of repeating patterns, you're tired of going through the same thing. There has to be an easier way to live life, right? There has to be something, right? That's why you're coming very page like to like give me the knowledge. What do I need to do here, right? And you're ready with your red boots, right? It's always the yellow boots, but with these red boots, you're like, okay, I'm grounded. I got my sword to the sky, from earth to heaven. Show me what I need to know because, yeah, maybe life's just, but it's beautiful because perseverance, right? Nothing broke you. So that's a beautiful thing. Nothing has broken you down. You're still standing. You're ready to, I forgot what Rocky movie, right? But I always liked it because, was it when I think Rocky 5 when he's fighting Tommy Gunn or something, and he gets up, he's like, I didn't hear no bell. He's just one more round, and then the guy's like, oh yeah, something. He's like, just one more round. So I guess you got that another round in you. So that's beautiful. Now I'm gonna go watch Rocky 5. Oh, you're feeling okay? Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but maybe this is for all of us, right? Everybody has all the signs in their thing at the end of the day, right? In their I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, their charts or right. So we are all the signs at the end of the day. You know, I know I have Pisces somewhere. I know I have Pisces somewhere for sure. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now, but I guess I started thinking about the Rock. I was like, I want to watch Rocky now. But yeah. So I'm sure this probably resonates with a lot of the signs, right? Like maybe a lot of us have already kind of figured out like there has to be a better way or easier way. And one of those is yeah, not repeating past mistakes, right? For sure. That's kind of like That should be a no-brainer, but a lot of us sometimes it just takes us a long time to really realize, right? Because I remember that's how I used to be like, okay, I'm not doing. And then when friends would call me, right? Sometimes those kind of things. Hey, let's go do this. Hey, let's go do that. Wow. I wonder why this came. Maybe you are a cusper with Aries. Oh, but today, right? The magical day. So that's why this is important, right? Today's an important day. It's a really important day because it's definitely the start of something. And I would, yeah, I guess hate. There's really no other way. I would hate for people to get stuck in patterns that they could bring to an end finally, right? This is a very important day. That's why I even did this reading. I knew I was called because it's such an important day today, right? This new moon, literally. You could battle out demons you have, right? And not like, however you call that, right? Whether it's addictions or patterns or this or that. I'm gonna make a video about the things I've been getting. I had these amazing things, to me, right? To others, it might not seem like nothing, but it came out a lot in this reading that I was doing, like throughout the signs, right? So it's funny that Aries came out, right? Because it says intelligence and control, right? So maybe that's something you're stepping into or you want to step in, Pisces, right? With that search for knowledge. It's about really just like, how do I get to this emperor mode, right? Your sister or brother sign of Aries, right? That's like, how do you get into that? I think that's kind of what yeah, you're tired of just kind of getting through. Like when people say like, surviving, right? Like, oh, hey, well, I'm surviving kind of thing. Or instead of like, nah, hey, I'm thriving, right? Why surviving? Thriving. So it's like going for, how do I get from this nine of wands to this energy, right? I feel like that's the journey you're on. And maybe you already have it within you, right? Or your ancestors are now like, oh, now they're ready, right? I like that. They're kind of like, oh, you ready now? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So maybe, hey, maybe they're ready to pass you this ancient ancestral knowledge, right? Mm. I think, oh, I got chills. Whoa, I got chills. So I think people don't realize how much knowledge we could gain from our ancestors, those on the other side, once you're ready to tap into it, right? So I love this. This card is just everything right now. Oof. It's like if you only knew, right, how many people are on the other side rooting for you. Oh, there's so much emotions that I feel with this card. It's crazy. So yeah, I think I could end it with that, Pisces. Let me pull some numbers for you. Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, yeah. We all have our strong suits, right? Like Aries, for example. It's the kind of fire starter, but then they say that, right? Like sometimes it's not good at keeping it going, right? But it's okay, right? That should be like someone in a relay race, like maybe Aries. Like who's that one? She popped it. It was crazy because I don't know. I don't even know if I said it out loud, but she popped in my head that Shakari, is it Richardson? That one that she runs track, right? Super fast. Uh I know she was breaking records even, right? Or something. Shakari, and she's an Aries, right? And then I opened up my computer and boom, she was right there. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, come on." So she popped in my head, and it's funny because Aries, right? And I don't know. I don't know if she would. I bet you she'd be great at boom, getting it going, getting her team in the lead, and then from there, the rest of the team has to boom, keep it going, right? Maybe she's good at that initial boom, right? The going, right? The fire, getting it going, but then after, right? So that's how it is, right? We all can work together in that aspect. That's why it'd be great. I don't know how many things came out today with partnerships. I'm sure there was a few, but um, it's always great. Like for me, I love collaborating with people, right? And everybody has their strong suit, right? Some people are good with creativity. Some people are good with the business aspect. Some people are good with this and that, right? Some people are good with being peacemakers, right? Balance, different things like that. Um, so yeah, it's just about knowing what. Wow, three came out for you, Pisces, and that's March, right? Pisces, three. Maybe your birthday is on 3/2, 3/1, 12, right? Maybe your birthday is on 3/12, 1 and 2. But maybe right now there's something there, right? My gut lit up when I said that. Something with the three, right? March. Interesting. Three. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe you'll be seeing a lot of 333. Maybe twos, right? Twos, ones, 111, 222, 1 and 2. 12, right? 12 is a complete number two, right? It's you know, maybe it's something about pattern, something, right? Something's what's jumping out at me is the 12, right? There's 12 months. Maybe writing things out, the something if you want to get from this nine of wands to this emperor energy, maybe it's about seeing, okay, 12 months in the year, how am I gonna balance this out? Or maybe there's 12 hours in the day that you could work on side. That's a lot, right? It's a 12-hour shift, but maybe there's something there because the 12 is jumping out at me for some reason, right? 12 months. Maybe you want to try something for 12 weeks, right? And before you throw in the towel with some, maybe that. I don't know. There's something with that that's jumping out at me. I could feel like my third eye swelling up with that. So there's something there. Um, Maybe taking some time. I'm sure an epiphany will come to you if you take some time to meditate. Like, yeah, yeah. Like I didn't even realize, right? Like I didn't even realize that just within these last 2 weeks, I went to like three sound baths and all that. So it makes sense that I'm getting all these kind of messages now. I've been taking the time to. Two of those sound baths I knocked out, and they literally told me they were like, "Oh, like you were snoring," and I'm like, "What?" I almost felt like, "Oh man," then I cheated myself from the sound bath, but then I was like, I guess it's like wow, my whole heart lit up as I'm sharing that story. So I guess I needed that, right? Maybe that was part of my thing, right? To rest, because my whole heart glowed when I said that. But yeah, I knocked out in two of them. They're like, "Oh, you were snoring." I was like, "Are you sure?" Did I know you were snoring? So yeah, you fell asleep. I was like, all right, cool then. So yeah, three is comedian communication. Really? Wow, I didn't know that. Comedian, maybe yeah, maybe expressing things with laughter. Pisces, that's beautiful. Then I had never heard that. Wow. So yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Why not make your own sound bath, right? Literally. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, maybe do a spiritual bath, right? Like get some herbs in there, right? Maybe bath salts or Epsom salt, right? Maybe it's a good time today, especially. Maybe today would be a great day to do that. Maybe I'll do that today, right? So yeah, no, thank you for saying that. Wow, I think I've been on here a long time. I don't know why it feels so long. Let me see. I'll do a collective. What deck should I use? I'm gonna do this one real quick. So yeah, that's it for Pisces, all that. I did all the signs. So let me just do one from the Sacred Oracle. Kind of a collective message, right? Let's see what comes out, and then I'll end it. Because I know that but I don't know. I feel like that slow and steady wins the race. I found no rush today for some weird reason. I literally woke. It's funny, three. Wow, I literally woke up at 3 in the morning. Literally 3 in the morning. I woke up and I was like, okay, I'm not sleepy. I guess maybe because I had taken that nap during the sound bath or something. Because yeah, I went to the sound bath yesterday too, and they were like, yeah, you were snoring. So maybe that's got me super resting. That's crazy. All right, come. Oh, all right. Stag spirit. Wow. I love it. Stag spirit. 39. Wow, there's that three again. Three and nine, right? Three times three is nine. 333. Wow, leadership. Wow, so maybe the collective overall, everybody, right, is being asked to, or whoever's watching this, being asked to step into some kind of leadership role with that Aries energy. Why not, right? Lead the charge. That's what we were talking about, right? Leading the charge. Let's see. Okay, so I'll read this and then I'll close it out. Wow, stag spirit leadership. 39. Okay. Leadership. A majestic stag stands atop a mossy knoll. His nobility and grace are palpable. You can see fog from around his nostrils with his every exhalation. He does not need to announce his might. Wow, oh my God. So that has been I gotta make that video. I'm gonna make his might. Simply and utterly, he is powerful without words or proclamation. So this is what I'm gonna make the video about since I said it. You know, I'll just do it after. It's fine, it's fine. I don't wanna, yeah, because yeah. In many traditions, the elusive and mysterious white stag is considered king of the forest. With his noble antlers and his proud stance, he carries a commanding energy. This card is calling you to claim leadership of your life. Now is the time to step out of the shadows and become a beacon for others. Don't allow anyone or anything to dim your light. And who did that come out with? I got that with, I remember. You may be asked to take on a position of authority. Even if you have been in the background in the past, this is your time to step up and shine. Remember that a leader isn't necessarily defined by age, status, or income. A true leader is someone who is commanding, passionate, and motivating. They have a vision and are able to make decisions with clarity and strength. The greatest leaders are those who know how to serve and act as stepping stones for others to reach their dreams. You empower others simply by being who you are, and who you are is enough. Are you willing to step into the light and be a leader for others? In European folklore, a white stag signifies extraordinary adventures. In others, the stag is a fairy beast that represents a quest for spiritual wisdom. These themes may appear in your life in the near future. Wow. The spirit of the stag says, you inspire others to greater heights. Step into leadership in your life. You are a beacon for others. Shine in your own life. Be gentle with yourself and others. However, do not play small. Take action. This is your time. Step up. Wow, I love it. So yeah, that's perfect for today, right? With all that, you know, Aries energy, eight things, all that stuff. Oh wow. So yeah, maybe there was a thing today, right? Maybe that Aries energy of getting going. Maybe other people woke up at 3 a.m. too. I wouldn't be surprised. So on that note, thank you all for tuning in. Let me know what resonated, what didn't. Of course, right? If something doesn't resonate with you, you don't have to take it, right? Leave it for someone that it does resonate with, right? But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you. Like I said, today's a big day, so I wanted to get on here and, hopefully something did connect with you. So I'll see you all on the next one. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Spider Bite, everybody else that tuned in. Erica, um, Foster Town. There's a lot, right? What was it? Cover mean Sunshine Tarot. Anyone at Reaction King, Juanita, anybody else that I missed? Thank you so much. Andrea, right? As well. Andrea, everybody else. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.